And I'm back. Let's just jump on to the next one. We should be crunchy. Let me throw a pink his way. So we got Crunchy, who is a platinum DPS player. While the game imports, let's change that to platinum. Now watching Crunchy, cheese like that. Yeah, like that. And up next, probably just most likely the real pills. No problem, Hero the Games. I'm sure you can climb out of bronze, it just takes time mostly. Okay, so what did you say? Just tell me what to improve on. Okay, that's very short and concise. And you say you just play McCree, Genji, maybe Hanzo, you play a little bit of everything. So, quick things, quick notes. As Genji, you don't want to be the one to initiate. TPS is my worst role. Just play more cover. Like, you seem to have some idea of game sense, just not for DPS in particular. Anywho, so some ideas, you basically have a double bubble comp with a Junkrat. Double bubble is actually pretty good. Your monkey is able to go into the enemy backline, do a lot of damage. Not a lot of damage, but do some damage, get bubble so he takes a lot of damage, and you can follow up and try to kill someone. Maybe the Ana, maybe the McCree, maybe the Zarya if you get the right opportunity. On the other hand, the enemy team is playing also double bubble, but they've got no follow up. Because Reaper and McCree are not really great follow up for double bubble. Reaper can kinda sorta maybe work if you got quite coordination, but at this rank it's probably not enough. And McCree, so long as he doesn't have the flash, it's probably good enough. Anywho, let's look at you in particular. You should be looking to set up on off angles, be ready to go in, spam the enemy in as they, as your tanks are preparing to go in. Don't waste your deflect like that. Like, what are you trying to deflect something from the monkey? That's a wasted deflect. Your monkey is jumping in, right? And you are contesting the high ground. Which contesting the high ground is not a bad idea, but you can't contest the high ground against. You cannot contest the high ground against Moira, Zarya, and Monkey. No one can help you on this high ground. Monkey is on point, right? And while the enemy is here, you could be with your monkey, killing things on point. Like, what's he got? He's got no one, but if McCree goes to contest the point, you can team up on the McCree. Or the Ana is over there. You cannot really go on the Reaper. Like, the big thing with Reaper and Moira is that they got get out of jail free cards or Goofj. But Wraith and Fade are both. They make them basically undiveable. There's Wraith, you cannot dive them if they have these, Wraith or Fade. That's why it's so difficult to actually get any value on them. And on the other hand, like at this point, it's like you try to contest the Monkey, Zarya, Moira, contest a Reaper who's not gonna die ever, and now it's like, your front line is dying. Like your Monkey's retreating, your Brigitte and Junkrat are in a really bad position. You've done basically nothing. Your Brigitte is dead. Your Monk is jumping in without a bubble, which just gets him stunned and probably dead. Yeah, there it is. And this is a reset. So, I think target priority is a big deal. Like, you don't want to go at the Monkey, you don't want to go at the Zarya unless it has no bubble, you don't want to go at the Reaper unless it's got no Wraith, right? Your best target here clearly is Ana. Maybe McCree if he's got no flash, because flash is easier to, even if he has it, it's easier to bait out and play around than, the other cooldowns. And now we don't even have a monkey anymore, so yeah, you're probably gonna swap, I imagine. If you don't swap, now you can go for just take the high ground. There is no one on the high ground, so you can take the high ground, take an off angle, try to do damage. You try to deflect the orb, you missed, and now you're just being even. You took it out, but you basically wasted deflect. Great kill from your Junkrat. Actually, this means that they don't have a good stand to stop you anymore, so you can go aggressive behind them. Doesn't mean you should stay very long behind them, but you can do it. You're probably gonna lose this fight, like, unless you got like a really big tire or a really big nano blade, which may happen. You got to ult now, though, yeah. Because they are using ultimates. Good kill, though. Like, monkeys, like, on the 1v1, you can't contest a monkey on 1v1 if he doesn't have, like, jump. Because you do enough damage to contest the monkey in a 1v1, especially when he's like, literally in the middle of your team. So Genji does okay damage against tanks. It's not the best thing, like, usually the way you play Genji is you go for the squishies, right? More if she's got no fade or whatever. Not the tanks, but if you find yourself on a 1v1 against a tank, that's probably winnable. Here, the reason I said not to, because you had Monkey, Zarya, and Moira. So this is more like a 1v3. Good kill. You didn't even help with that one, but it's okay. We just with the point, and we don't use Nano Blade, which is actually pretty big. So, Nano Blade, who are you going to go on? And here's the key thing. How are you going to survive? Are you going to wait for the grab to grab Blade? Grab Blade is actually pretty okay. Yeah, especially because they got no Baptiste, they got no beat, they got no Descendants. Or are you going to just dash up, get Nano in the air, go for the backline, try to avoid getting stunned, get the Ana, maybe the Moira, maybe the McCree, maybe even the Zarya. We'll see how you do. Both are good options depending on, you know, the situation. But I would say the certain option is just wait for grab. Just grab, then Blade above them, slash, ties, dash, then dash again when you get the kill, then dash again when you get another kill, then dash, and just kill everything. Dash reset is incredibly strong. You deflect, which I don't even know what you're deflecting again. The biggest thing I've noticed thus far is that you are wasting your deflect. Your dash has been okay, your deflect, you are just using it like against Monkey, then again against Monkey, then against Zarya. Your Ana's dead, so you don't have the option to Nano Blade anymore. You can still grab Blade because they don't have a defensive ultimate, but with several ultimates on this side, it's probably just not worth it at this point. Yeah. Especially when you're right dead, just get out. Stop fighting. You've got your Blade already. You don't have to be doing damage at them. You're not really going to kill anyone. Does deflect cancels Wilson's sleep damage? I don't think so. Unless you aim it directly at the source of the damage, I don't think so. If you're aiming it at the monkey, I think not. But you can deflect the melee damage coming from the monkey. I think you've got to aim it like down at an angle and jump up to avoid the melee leap damage. Sorry, the Winston leap damage. But you can deflect the melee. Yeah, you can deflect the melee. Yeah, that's it. And you can definitely block the primal range melee as well. But I don't think it cancels the leap damage unless you jump and deflect the ground. There's that. No. There's that grab. Yeah. This is what I meant that you should have probably used the last fight, right? Like, you want to use your ultimates first, and you need to use them. At this point, now we don't have grab, but they don't have grab. So, after the grab, you can maybe go for the aggressive Nano Blade above them instead. Would probably be the best call. You dash. Play. There's the nano. You kinda missed the Moira. And again, Moira is just not the target you want to go on for this exact reason. She doesn't fade very far. I'll say that, but yeah, she doesn't fade very far because, no, I don't know. She should have just gotten the fuck out with fade. But she doesn't. Why does she not fade very far? She's just about Moira. Like, she goes back and then comes back forward instead of leaving. But again, we should have gone earlier. Like, I don't think it's your fault. I think it's the fact that we grabbed and then went immediately. Don't just go immediately, I guess, but just try to find the best position. But I think the biggest thing is that you just didn't really have anyone to go on, because you just went above the enemy team, which is a good idea. But when you got like Rhine, Zarya, Monkey, Zarya, Reaper, Moira as the core, there's no one you can really die. You need to look for Diana, who in this case is just very safe. Or maybe the McCree, who is, I don't know, all the way behind your team. You know what, at least you kill the Moira and the Zarya, which means that your team can regroup and push forward. Even though you died, you killed 2 people. And if we just come back fast, they got no Zarya and they got no Moira, which is actually really good. Great cleanup. And then you get out, which you don't want to stay there, yeah? Moira's back already, but... Okay, you're tracing the Reaper, which I don't love it, but it's probably okay. He gets healed, so you get out. Just gets a monkey. He gets bubble, of course, and they call. I feel like you are just mostly not getting value right now, and it comes down to just playing on main. Just contest the high ground against 1 people. You can go on 1 person. If they have 3 people in the high ground, then you can probably go for another off angle, right? But in this case, just take the high ground. I know I said earlier don't take this high ground, but there were 3 people at the time. Then I said you can't go when there was no one there. You don't want to play main angle Genji. Like, the only benefit you can give to your team on main angle is your deflect if the enemy has a lot of spam. But in this case, what are you gonna deflect? You are not going to be able to deflect most of their damage. He's going to be taken off angle. McCree is not going to shoot at your deflect. Right? It's just not worth it. You should be contesting the high ground, doing damage to the backline, going in if you have the chance, but that's about it. You're kinda playing Genji like a frontliner, which is not what he is. And I think it just comes down to, as well, trying to use deflect at the wrong time. Like, are you going in front of your team to use deflect against Monkey Zarya? That's not gonna help you. And this is silly, right? You can see that this is silly. What are you doing in front of your team and in front of the enemy team? Are you gonna change of... No, you almost have played. You probably not gonna change of Genji. We fuck up the tire. That's a reset. Good kill. Really good kill, actually. Really good 2 kills. Did you get the save? No, Sigma got nada. Did your Ana just hit a really big nade or something? Why is your Ana getting assists? Oh, it's because Nano Sigma did damage? Question mark? Yeah, I think it's because Nano Sigma... Because Nano Sigma did damage, Ana is getting assist on your kills. Anywho, let's continue. Like, if you're really good, you could be trying to deflect Graph. That's exactly what I was gonna say. She's probably gonna use it. But at this point, I was gonna say, just don't walk into it, so you know. Great beat from your Lucio, actually. Your Lucio just basically saved your entire team. Go take aggressive angles. Go. Wasted rush, unfortunate. Go take an aggressive off angle. Like, you should be here or here. Not on the payload. Okay? Deflecting the more ARB is not useful when you already got your blade, but you know. Not a huge deal. That's one you can try to deflect, by the way. Instead we don't and we just lose the fight, just get out. Don't go out to main, don't go out to main, you're going out to main. Dash, get around this way. You can dash, climb, double jump, there's a series of combinations, but basically you can just get around this way. Or you can just go this way if you really want to. But this is just better. Please tell me you don't die. Okay, you don't die, we got a Brigitte now. Again, they don't have any defensive cooldowns, like any defensive ultimates I mean. And now they no longer have a McCree either from the flashbang. So if you go the backline, you could kill them. Zarya should use your personal. Or you could just play this Zarya and kill the Zarya too, honestly. Not anymore. I said you could play the Zarya and kill the Zarya when she was alone in front of you, no monkey, and her bubble was just used. You cannot do it now. You just got to find the vulnerable people on the enemy team and stop being on the main angle, please. I think that's the biggest thing here. Stop being on the main angle. Oh, we are going for grab blade, definitely, yeah. Okay. Overall, it's okay. Deflect, just deflect the enemy. It's an okay blade. I still would not have gone for the Zarya when the Zarya has personal and has 2 healers healing her. You should probably go for Diana. Maybe the Moira if she doesn't have Fate, which I think she did. Or the Reaper if he doesn't have Fate, which I think he did. I think that this going on the grab thing was not good enough. Because you are focusing all of your resources in one person, but they can also do that. And Zarya has bubble. So you end up pulling your blade to literally kill a single person that you did not need to blade for. Like, your team probably had this kill whether you bladed or not, with all of this damage coming to a single person. Instead, you should have probably gone on the Moira, on the Monkey, on the Ana right away. Just dash to the Zarya if you want to, pull your blade out, go on the Ana, go on the Moira. Moira just used Fate to get away from you. Oh, she didn't. She just walked back. Now she's Fate to get away from you. You should have. I think you should have just gone in directly at the enemy. Anywho, this is still a one fight, or should still be a one fight, I think. Maybe not. No, it looks like it is. It's still a short game though. This is better, right? Like, you take the high ground, you get around the enemy, you shoot at them from behind, you drop, which I don't love it. But the idea was good, just go around, take the high ground, chase the Tracer out. I don't like that you use dash to engage, but actually I hate this now. Taking the high ground, good. Dashing on the Tracer, bad. Because now you're gonna drop and you don't have an easy way out with your dash. You're just hard focusing Tracer, which is not the right idea, and you probably die to the pulse bomb. Yeah. You just like Tracer to return? You stay on Genji? I feel like you got very little value on Genji, even with your blades. Just very unfortunate. And it's not because you are not doing good with mechanics, you are not Necros, of course. But your mechanics aren't terrible, it's just that your ideas are pretty bad for Genji. Like, you don't want to go main, you want to take the high ground and go around. You can contest the high ground against one person, maybe even 2 depending on the people, but don't go on the high ground against 3 people because you're just gonna get chased out and use your cooldowns for nothing. Stop deflecting in front of your team, especially when they got nothing you can counter. You're wasting your deflect. Think about blading. You don't want to go on Moira, you don't want to go on Reaper, you don't want to go on Zarya with personal. You can go on Zarya without personal. You can go on Moira Reaper without their cooldowns. But not with their cooldowns because they just win. They just fade away, you don't get your dash reset and you're fucked. Okay, now you're playing McCree. Taking the high ground is fine, Orisa's with you. Doing damage is decent. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Monkey misses the jump, which is actually good for us. You can just keep shooting him for free. Right click the bubble. Always right click shields. If you're gonna shoot shields anyway, just right click, reload, right click, break the shield immediately. Don't go for Tracer, Reaper's up at the target. And this is not a fight you can win without your flashbang, by the way. Especially this close. Like, all of you are going inside to counter a single Tracer. This is really bad. Because your biggest advantage was like, if you want to get to the choke, to the point, you've got to go through our team. Like, you got McCree, Orisa, Torjon, Moira, Mercy, all the way up here, right? Controlling these angles. But now you all just go inside to deal with a single Tracer. No, just let the Tracer be. Shoot at the Reaper who wasted Wraith, shoot at the Monkey, kill them. I get that you can feel like the Tracer counter, but if you miss your flashbang, it's actually pretty difficult to kill a Tracer, unless you got like really good aim. Right click the Monkey, roll, stun, right click the Monkey. You missed a little bit of that, but it's okay. Good kill, and again, this is a really good position. See how much it makes a difference? You are probably dead because of this. But the fact that you can be here, if you are here, you can shoot at all the enemies, and they don't have great cover from you. Like, the best cover from this high ground is this, or just going through the high ground and taking the high ground. If they try to push the point, push the high ground, you've got silence on them. That's why it's so good. Even if they come this way, you got silence on them. This is an insanely good high ground. Especially when you got like a really anti-dive comp like this. You don't die to the Reaper, fortunately. Go for the mini. If he tries to jump you, you can just stun and kill him. Okay, just stun and kill him. Yep, good kill. Solid hold overall. You should be reloading and preparing for the next fight. Reload whenever you can, whenever you got downtime like that, do reload. Good shooting, again, this high ground is really good. The big problem with this right now is that your Orisa ended up on the low ground, so you don't have a shield. But the good thing is that they don't have range on you. If they had a range hero, you could not play here for free. Right? If they had a Nash, if they had a Hanzo, anyone with more, like a Widow, Echo even, anyone with more range than you can do damage to you up here and get more damage than you got. You can right click reload instead of waiting. You are just waiting this out. You are waiting the Zarya bubble out. Don't do that. Just right click this and reload. It's the same time. McCree's reload is 1.2 seconds. Maybe 1.5 if they changed it go through. I don't think it has yet. Maybe it has, but you are just waiting 2 seconds for the Zarya bubble to go away anyway. You might as well right click the Monkey bubble, reload, then go for the Monkey. You do stand right click. Which again is a good idea. Your Mercy does die, but not entirely your fault. You're probably going to go for a high ground high noon. Break the bubble, high noon. Stun him, good stun. Good kill. You probably don't need to high noon anymore, but I was gonna say you probably don't need to, but you can because it's not a very high value ultimate. So if you use it to counter like Primal or whatever, I'm fine with it. Just left click as soon as he shows up again. Yeah, there you go. Just kill him. Too late. You end up doing nothing with it. Just click. As soon as you can get one kill, just click. Because your Orisa ends up dying. Good kill though. You're doing okay with McCree. You're doing definitely a lot better than you were with Genji. But that's because you were kind of playing Genji in the same way you play McCree. You're just kind of doing damage to the enemy, taking positions with your team. You are not really playing Genji like a hard flanker, like he is most of the time. And it's of course easier to contest high ground with McCree than with Genji as well. Now they got the McCree. Good force. You need to get either closer to stun him or further away to just prevent him from getting range damage at you. This range, like anything that is this range or shorter, is good for him. Like, this is the ideal range for Reaper. Anywhere here. If you get any closer, you can stun him. If you get any further away, he doesn't do enough damage. You are just playing in his ideal range here. Which is just unfortunate. Because you have the right idea, like contesting this Reaper is really good. But you need to stop walking forwards and start walking backwards. Like, yeah, you chase him out, you force him away. Then you roll closer to him and you keep going forward into him. That's not what you want to do. Especially not one purple, just back out. Wait here, you still see him if he pops out, and when he pushes forward, you just kill him, or stun him, or whatever. So this is really bad, actually. And they grab and kill everything anyway. So is that your fault? No, you probably would have died to the grab anyway, but you could have prevented the Reaper from surviving, or killing you. You do the McCree, which is fine. Good headshot. Careful, don't go overly aggressive. Tank, DPS, support. You, DPS, tank, support. Sorry, DPS, tank, support. 5v 1.5 if you want to count the Mercy. You're going overly aggressive and you're just gonna die for it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, never go around overly aggressive. You also got your Mercy killed. This is your fault. And it mostly comes down to you just tunnel visioning. Like, you're like, oh, McCree, I'm okay with this. It's not too bad. Like, you get a headshot in McCree. But then you literally roll aggressive and you don't know what's around this corner. You cannot go in blindly like this. This is not a good idea. You're using your cooldowns to go in blindly. And then you see the Reaper, and even to make things worse, you jump at the end of your roll, so you can't start backing out immediately. You're like literally rolling, jumping, full committing to this. And you find yourself face to face with like 4 people. And you die for it. Because you use your cooldown to go aggressive. You just jumped at the end, making it even more unlikely that you can get out. And Mercy's just not enough healing. You ended up with you and your Mercy dying because of you. You should have just stayed here. Shoot the McCree. Okay, you denied the McCree the high ground. That's actually pretty good. You can just play here, play here. And if the McCree tries to push again, you can go on him. Not literally go on him, but shoot at him. Instead, you get yourself and your Mercy killed. Which is really bad. Do we just lose because of it? And the Torsion dies because you are down 2 people. Like, your whole team dies once you're down 2 people. Good kill on the Reaper when coming back, but at this point you've lost a fight for your team. I like that you're crouching though, not jumping. Take a second to aim. Like, don't just hold left click, you're just holding left click. Take a second and aim at the McCree. He did go flying. Good kill. You can just sign on this. Okay, maybe you don't. Okay, you started right click a little late, but it's fine. You get enough damage on him that he's forced out. Good high noon. Click. Nice. One fight. Roll. Right click. It's okay. Nice. That was a good high noon. Even if you die here, that was a good fight. And they also used nano, so that was a good fight. You punish, I think, the McCree. You help at least punish. You kill the Reaper. You help punish the McCree. You take the high ground, which is good. You go for a high noon, which works out. You force the Reaper. Sorry, you force the Reaper out again. Then go for a high noon, which works out because you are behind them. Then just drop to try to clean up, which is fine. It's already one fight. At this point, though, you should be backing out. You should be backing out. You should be backing out a little. Don't let them come close to you. Stun the Rhine. Okay, good stun. Right click. And just keep backing out. Don't get close to Reinhardt. This is okay. Don't get close to Reinhardt, especially while you're reloading. Like, keep pressuring the Reinhardt, yes, but don't get closer to him for it. Can find you to your right. And this happened because you got too close to the Reinhardt, by the way. You should not go into the Reinhardt. I know maybe you thought that your team was forgetting about the payload, but your team was actually right there. We were forced out a little bit, but your team was in a position to retouch. Right? When the payload goes forward, your reset just takes one step forward and contests. 85 damage, yeah, he does 85 damage now per swing. But even before that, like, even if he did still do 75 damage, you don't want to go straight into a Reinhardt as McCree. He can free-shot you. Especially not a Reinhardt with support. Just stay here. Put the pressure on the enemy team from here. If they go for you, you can just roll away and walk away. Don't just walk into a Reinhardt. Because again, this is costing your team the fight. And you can see that your wrecking ball will have contested the point anyway. Okay, and you lose, you end up losing. Two big things on Genji, on the Gengu, on the Blade Lord. Take aggressive angles. Like, don't stand here shooting at the enemy. Try to take the high ground, go for it. If they got multiple people on the high ground and you cannot take the high ground, go for a different angle. Go this way, right? Go back here, do little damage. See if you can find an opportunity to go in and get a cleanup kill with a dash. And then get a dash usage and get out. If they have like a lot of spam damage, you can go in front of your team to allow your team forward by using deflect and walking forward. Because basically you are rebounding all of your damage at them, which forces them back a little bit. But if they don't have like a million spam damage, you probably don't want to be with your team to deflect. Like, so you have an idea, deflecting for your team was something that people did when double shield was meta. When you had Baptiste, Sen, Orisa, and Sigma all shooting down main, so you could just throw a Genji in and deflect all of that damage. Which was generally good, because you deflect a lot of damage, force them back, force resources, all for a single cooldown. But when they got Monkey Zarya, you don't have that. Especially with like Reaper McCree. You don't have that kind of spam damage. McCree's going to look to shoot people on the head. So maybe you can deflect one McCree shot. Reaper is going to go for flanks or try to get to your backline. Or your front line, but you know, with a team. So don't use for deflect for your team unless they got like a Junkrat Symmetra or a lot of spam damage. Go for the aggressive angles. And when you're blading, think about what you're going to go on. Again, as Zarya, like when the Zarya was here without the bubble, she was a great target. The rest of the team was here. You can just solo kill the Zarya with your blade. And that's a one fight. They don't have a mercy to reset, right? So you just kill the Zarya. We have one free pick for one blade, and it's good. You ended up using the blade to kill the Zarya as well, but you had to grab for it. Because you waited until she got both her bubble back, and she was in a better position to be assisted by her team. So when you see a good opportunity to go on someone, don't just waste it. And when you're using your blade, don't just... I know, yeah, grab, right? But you don't have to always go for the grab, especially if there's a single person. You can let your team kill the single person and go on the enemy backline. And Ana is always the best target. McCree is fine if he doesn't have a flashbang. Like I said, you should try to keep track a little bit, especially when you have blade, of the enemy cooldowns. But like, Ana is your number one target, and you probably know this. It was Diana was playing very far back, and when you bladed above the enemy team, you were like, "Wait, fuck, where's Diana? Okay, I guess I'll go here." But starting with some knowledge where the enemy is good. Like you can see Diana when he scopes in and shoots. So you could have gone around, blade, get Diana, come back with a dash, get a slash reset, and go out, right? And with McCree, I think the biggest thing is just you didn't play bad with McCree. You just need to stop frontlining. Or let's tell you, you need to be more considerate of your Not your positions, because your starting position was good, but like when you rotate, you've got to make sure that you are not putting yourself in danger. Like, don't walk. I need to go inside. There you go. Don't run closer to a Reaper around cover, because that just gives the Reaper the advantage. Just stay back, that's your advantage, kill him, right? Same with Reinhardt. Don't walk into a Reinhardt who's got Moira healing or whatever. Just stay a little far back and do damage to him. Just add pressure. You are not the best hero to go extremely aggressive. Same here, right? Actually, you're not the best hero to just go extremely aggressive on someone, especially if you are committing cooldowns for it. McCree's a little better at just controlling space with a little bit of range. Not all of the range, right? Because he's not a sniper. But if you have McCree here and the enemy tries to come here, you can just shoot at them. If you are having McCree here and the enemy comes here, it's like, well, yeah, I can shoot at them, but I'm too close for comfort, especially against Zarya, Reaper, right? Or even Reinhardt. So you got a little bit more range than the extremely close range heroes. You should use that range. Play a little further back. Against like Reinhardt, Reaper, Zarya, Roadhog, right? Play a little further back. Okay, let's take a 3-minute break, chat, and then I'll do the next one, which should be the real pills. But I'll be back in 3 minutes, chat.